I think we're ready when you are, Tina.
All right, perfect. Well, good morning, everybody. This is Tina Powell. First of all, just make sure that you sign in on the link in the chat so we get your attendance recorded. Thank you to Jeff Com for hosting in person. Sorry I couldn't be there. We're going through a remodel, so I had to stay close to home today. We will go ahead and call the meeting to order for our May task force at 10:04 this morning. Jennifer, roll call.
Thank you, Tina. Good morning. CCI, Scott James, Tina Powell, Julie Nelson, or Allison B. Unison.
Tina's here.
Thank you. CML, Jeremy Shepak. Accessibility, Cheryl Garcia. At large, Michael Berry or Trina Doomer.
Michael is here.
Thank you. Good morning. BESP, Tressa Carter or Tim Kulkelman.
Tressa's here. Tim's here too.
Good morning. BESP, Sean Ward and Trotto. I like Jeff Winkleman Lumen.
Present remotely.
Good morning. Wireless, Jenny Santana, T-Mobile.
Good morning, this is Jenny.
Good morning. Wireless, Ryan Hoke or Mary Graham from Viero.
Good morning, Mary's here.
Good morning. Select VoIP, Cindy Hartkop, Tina Medevere or Josh Hemingway from Cinch.
Cindy's here.
Thank you. Select VoIP, Jay Slater or Erica Stevens, Bandwidth.
Jay Slater is here.
Good morning. 911, Jody Chin, Gunnison.
Good morning, I'm here.
Good morning. 911, Travis Freeman, Morgan County. (911) Cindy Castile, Grand Junction.
I'm here.
Good morning. 911, Kimberly Culp or Lita Alternates.
This is Tracy, I'm here.
Thank you. Good morning. 911, Jackie Reynolds, AdCom or Alternates.
Thanks for waiting.
Good morning. 911, Beth Dobransky, Eagle County.
Good morning, I'm here.
Good morning. 911, Felicia Librand or Alternates from Sterling. (911) Jeff Irvin, Jeff Code, JCECA.
Jeff Irvin is here. Sorry I couldn't be with you all there at Jeff Con today.
No problem. Good morning. 911, Renee Henshaw or Matt Toll from El Paso Teller.
Renee's here.
Good morning. 911, Deanie Shin or Shannon Bren from Douglas. (911) Andrew Dameron or Jody Slate from Denver.
Both of us are here.
Good morning. 911, Kyle Nicholson, Jeffcom.
Here.
Good morning. 911, Tina Bonetta or Scott Newman, Aurora. (911) Kathy Rayleigh, Arapahoe County.
Good morning, I'm here.
Good morning. 911, Matt Gage or Alex Wall from Metza.
Good morning.
Good morning. 911, Carl Stevens, Tom Holman from Garfield.
Carl's here.
Good morning. 911, Patty West or Christine Mason from Boulder.
Patty's on.
Good morning, and we do have a quorum for voting, Tina.
Perfect. Thank you, Jennifer. All right, on to the approval of the March meeting minutes. Unless someone has any questions regarding those minutes, I will entertain a motion to approve.
Jeff Irvin, I motion that we approve as written.
A second?
This is Andrew, I'll second.
Thank you, Andrew. Any further discussion on the minutes from that meeting? All right, anyone opposed to the minutes as presented? All right, thank you, everybody. We will show those March meeting minutes as approved. We don't have anything on the agenda for presentations today, so we'll move on to standing reports. Just as a reminder, we don't read through each one of these, but I will call out each one in case they have anything extra to share or anybody has any questions for the chairs. Jennifer, starting with the PUC staff update.
All right, I do not have anything to add, but I will, I'm happy to answer questions if anyone has any.
Thank you, Jennifer. BSP report, Lumen.
This has been Huckman, just one thing, and again, my apologies for never remembering to put the report previously, before these. We did just recently file our 911 contingency plan. That was due at the end of April. I just want to remind folks to go in and just double check things, make sure that there haven't been any changes to demarcation points or point of contact. You know, we do kind of take a snapshot in time, so sometimes things can change. We just want to make sure our records are reflecting the most accurate information as well. So that's just out there. There is some confidential information, and there is an NDA. The confidential information is just all of your contingency phone numbers and locations. So if their calls do need to be rerouted, that's what's been kept from public view, just so that folks can't just follow the trail of where to stop calls. That's all I have.
Okay, does anybody have any questions?
This is Jennifer. I don't have any questions, but I did also want to update that CenturyLink Lumen is required to file quarterly reports in the improvement plan proceeding, and they did file into that proceeding the first quarterly report. So if you are interested and you want to go and read it, it's filed in there as well. Thank you, Lumen CenturyLink.
You're welcome. And just, it is a little light just because things are just still moving forward, but we've got some, so the format might look a little different the next time, just as we track things individually for you, but yeah, if there's any questions on that, please let us know.
Great, thank you very much. On to Intrado. We have somebody from Intrado on today. All right, bylaws committee. Kimberly or anybody else have any questions or anything additional? All right, legislative committee, Jackie Louise.
Good morning. I just really want to reiterate, thank you for all the hard work that went into misuse of 911. It's been signed by the governor. We can now work with our law enforcement agencies to get stricter rules for people who are harassing your centers. And there were a lot of people involved, and I, of course, couldn't put them all in there, but I do appreciate everyone's work. Thank you. Any questions?
You, Jackie, anybody have any questions or anything else for the legislative committee?
This is not a question, but more of a comment on this House Bill 1247, the county lodging tax expansion. My understanding, and I'm sorry, I haven't looked very closely at that bill. My understanding is it includes funding for public safety through the lodging tax but does not specifically mention 911, but that doesn't necessarily preclude it from being used for 911. So I'd be really curious to hear updates from people when, once that bill becomes law and becomes effective, if there are any attempts to try to receive some money for 911 through that lodging tax, what your experience was on that.
Yes, thank you, Daryl, for that comment, because that is very true. Just because it doesn't call us out doesn't mean we can't ask for money through those funds.
I know that's something we've looked at a few years ago too. We looked at a lodging tax for 911. So if this can be used for 911 without too much difficulty, that would be really great news.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting because the bill just puts it back on the local counties and municipalities to have a vote of their residents of whether or not they want to increase that tax that they're currently, if they currently have it in place right now. It started at 2% and I think it went up to 6%. If the voters approve it, caveat.
Thanks, Jackie. Anything else for the legislative committee? All right, 988 report is Kelly. I don't think I saw her. Or John.
Actually, we have Nate Clay, who is our new 988 911 coordinator. I saw him on here and I told him that I would be putting him on the spot to introduce himself. So Nate, would you like to unmute and introduce yourself?
Yes, of course. I'm Nate Clay. This is my 3rd week, so I have nothing to report so far. Just learning. Super excited about this position and kind of what I'll be doing eventually. It's just going to take some time to get there, but I just want to thank everybody for having me, and hopefully we can work together well soon in the future.
Great. Well, welcome, Nate. Thank you very much. Does anybody have any questions?
Hi, this is Norman from 988 as well. I just had a quick update. Apologies, my camera's not on. I was having issues logging into the Zoom, so I'm on my phone. But just a quick update. The 988 BHA team, we just onboarded our new 988 director. He goes by the name of Gordon Combs. Unfortunately, he's not able to make it today. This meeting usually conflicts with our enterprise board meetings, and so I just wanted to provide that update. And just a little context behind Nate's position. He will be working on 988 911 interoperability. So going in, analyzing all the current gaps and ways we can improve cross collaborations and the use of 988.
Great. Well, thank you very much for the update, and we look forward to working with you, Nate.
Thank you.
Of course. All right, on to Equal Access Committee, Holly. Did we lose
No.
Holly? I thought I saw her.
She's on. Holly, can you hear us? Well, I can give a little bit of an update. Get back to my screen here. So the telecommunications relay service program, which is housed under my section at the Public Utilities Commission Telecom Program section. It is being transferred. A bill passed this year, House Bill 1154, which transfers the TRS program over to the Colorado Department of Health and Human Services. The PUC will still be collecting the TRS surcharge, but we will be putting it in a fund for a new fund. And it's got a very long name, so I can't remember right now, but it is an enterprise, a new enterprise based on the 988 and 911 enterprise to provide services for for people with communication disabilities in the state, encompassing not just TRS but other programs as well, such as the Communications Technology Program, Reading Book Library, and a few other things. So Holly and Lori who works for Holly, will be moving from my section over to CDHS, which is very sad to me because I've worked with Holly for 10 years now at the Public Utilities Commission. She was my first coworker over there. But she's going to do a great job over at CDHS under the Commission for the Deaf. And as part of that, because Holly has been chairing the Equal Access Committee, and she's going to be taking on a number of new duties when she's transferred, the Equal Access Committee is going to be going to an ad hoc meeting schedule. Instead of meeting once a month, they will meet on an as-needed basis until future notice. But that's, I think that's really all Holly had to share today.
Great, thanks, Daryl. Does anybody have any questions for Daryl or Holly? All right, thank you. Outage committee. I don't really have anything to update. Daryl, do you have anything additional you'd like to share here?
I don't think so, other than investigations are taking longer to close now because I'm keeping them open to ensure that if there is a billing credit required under commission rules to note in the investigation that the billing credit has been successfully applied. But other than that, we are continuing with the investigations that we have. As a reminder, there is a list of all open investigations. If you go to the 911 program webpage, and if you don't have that URL, please email me and I'll send it to you, but you can get to it through the PUC website. It's just kind of a convoluted way to get there. But if you go to the 911 program webpage and go to the basic emergency service page, there's a list of current active investigations and what the current status is of those investigations.
Great, thanks, Daryl. Jennifer, is the broadband a new standing report or just is that?
No, that's not new.
Okay. Kristen, anything else to add? All right, on to prepaid and collections committee. Jackie?
Again, we had a little bit of change and a little bit of movement that the committee had talked about, and so we're grateful that we were able to add some wording to Senate Bill 31 that basically reminds providers they're either postpaid or prepaid.
Thanks, Jackie. Anybody have any questions?
I'll just add a little to that. What we wanted to do was update the definition for prepaid telecommunications service, because the way it reads now, it makes it sound like it applies only to services that sell prepaid service by the minute or by a dollar amount that can be re-upped at any time. But the reality is that most prepaid companies now sell service on a monthly basis. They're selling it ahead of time, 1 month at a time, which makes it still different than traditional wireless service. But it's not being sold by minute anymore. And we had one company reach out to the Department of Revenue, basically asking, say, hey, we don't sell service by the minute, so we shouldn't have to pay this prepaid 911 surcharge, right? And so what we wanted to do was update that definition. The updated definition did not make it into the bill. However, we did succeed at getting this one line that Jackie has in her report added, which says, this is a line that was added to the prepaid section, which says this section applies to prepaid wireless telecommunications service. All other telecommunication services are subject to sections 102 and 102.3, which are the emergency telephone charge and the 911 surcharge. So essentially what we're saying is, if you want to claim that you're not a prepaid wireless telecommunications service and don't have to pay the prepaid 911 surcharge, then you're going to have to pay the other surcharge, which means you have to remit to 57 local 911 authorities. Most of them aren't going to want to do that, so they will probably stay prepaid. So my hope is that this puts a block in the dam of companies trying to claim that they're neither prepaid nor postpaid and therefore don't have to pay the surcharge. If anybody has any questions about that, I'm happy to try to answer.
Great, thanks, Daryl. On to the EZNet users group. Anything for Kathy? Oh, she's on.
I'll defer to Steve. Couple quick things, we're voting on the strategic plan acceptance. That went by email. I expect it to be ratified next week. I'm out, but Kathy will be running the meeting for me. Thank you. And then, there's a special meeting to discuss CenturyLink and Entrada's progress towards FCC's next gen report of order. That's scheduled for May 21st.
And on that one, it's gonna be totally virtual. We don't have a in-person.
That's my understanding. That's correct. Most people want to get together, but we'll just do virtual because I think it's easier for me. All I got.
Okay, great. Thanks, Steve. Anybody have any questions for the EZNet users group or Steve? All right, on to GIS committee. Matt.
Good morning. Nothing to add, but I do want to thank the GIS committee members who agreed to step up and be SME advisors to the scoring committee for the Resource Center's GIS project, RFP.
Great, thank you, Matt. Anybody have any questions for the GIS committee? All right, PSCS, Denny, anything additional or questions for her?
Nothing additional. Thank you.
All right, statewide interoperability coordinator report update. Does anybody have anything, any questions for Amanda or anything additional? Great, thank you.
Stop doing so much on TikTok.
Oh, Jennifer, did you have something?
Nope, sorry about that.
No, that's okay. Division of Fire Prevention and Control, anything additional or questions for Connie?
This is Connie. I have nothing additional.
Perfect, thank you. Colorado 911 Resource Center update. Connie?
Nothing additional.
Anybody have any questions for Connie?
I'd say thanks to Connie for working so hard to get the last initial PSAP boundary collected for the Resource Center's GIS project. That's a lot of work.
Second that.
Alrighty, Rapid SOS update. Is Karen on or Sam? All right, Colorado training standards. Anything additional or questions for CJ?
This is Jennifer. I don't know if CJ was able to make it on, but if it's all right with you, I'd like to give an update on his behalf. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, sorry, what did you say?
Is it all right if I give an update on CJ's behalf?
Oh, of course.
Oh, okay. So we had a conversation at the Managers Directors Forum at the state conference yesterday, at which the draft minimum training standard that is voluntary was presented to the managers directors, and the overwhelming response and unanimous response from the managers and directors present, which is about 30 was the draft looks fantastic, and they directed the CTSI to socialize it to the rest of the PSAP managers that were not in attendance at the forum. And we anticipate at the CTSI, we anticipate bringing that draft to the task force at some point for further socialization and discussion. But I would like to congratulate the Colorado Training Standards Institute and the 911 community of Colorado, because this is the furthest that Colorado has ever been in putting a minimum training standard on paper with consensus. So congratulations to everybody.
Perfect. Thank you, Jennifer. And I don't think Kimberly's on, but anybody have any questions for CCOA? All right.
I don't have any questions for CCOA, but can we add, if it's, I don't know if it's too soon, to add the 911 enterprise as a standing report? So I think it'd be good to get updates, especially since the funding this year came under attack. And definitely give that the eyes of everybody at these meetings.
I agree, Carl.
I think that's a good idea. We'll get that added. Did anybody have anything they wanted to update on it today or discuss?
This is Jackie. I don't have anything on the 911 services enterprise per se, but to Carl's point, we really need to educate our PSAPs to build relationships with the legislators, and we really need to educate the legislators on what 911 funding is for. We did have, what was it, 3 or 4 attempts for legislators to try to use the 911 services enterprise for some functions were 911 acceptable, other functions were not. But they did try to point to that enterprise to try to fund things that the state was having trouble funding. At any rate, just a shout out to all the PSAPs and managers. The legislative committee is going to be putting together some talking points and things like that. But the big push is to create relationships with your local legislators so that they understand 911 and aren't as eager to see a pot of money. If it's really funny, the enterprise didn't even have any money and they went after it. So anyway, that's my 2 cents. Thanks.
Thanks, Jackie.
Yeah.
Mike. Oh, sorry.
Good morning. Thank you for that, Jack. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Carl.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to switch hats for a moment and point out, if anybody was listening to the 911 Enterprise board meeting yesterday, the board is going to be sending out outreach letters to all PSAPs and authorities to help guide and instruct priorities and budget priorities for this coming year in fee setting. So be on the lookout for that.
Great. Thank you, Michael. Carl?
Yeah, and I don't know if it'd be, I mean, the right thing to do, but if people could start coming up with ideas how they would like to apply for grants. So when that stuff comes up, they can go to their representative or senator saying, you know, this is what how we claim money. Because part of it, Tabor saved us in the fact that it would, you know, mess with the budget, but also Tabor is the reason why they were going after our money, because of the caps. I mean, Tabor's a double-edged sword. But I mean, they didn't go after it, you know, that was mainly the reason why they didn't go after it. It wasn't for that. They think they would have pulled that money, you know, almost, you know, over $15 million, and they're only allowed to bring it here. And that leaves very little for 9. But if people could start thinking in frames of, I mean, if the enterprise board is okay with that, so get out of work. But so they can take to the representatives and say, hey, this is how we plan, you know, funding, if we want to take it away, we won't be able to do this.
And I'll also point out that the annual State of 911 report that the PUC produces for the legislature, part of the bill that created the enterprise requires us to include a section in that report about the enterprise and what the enterprise has spent money on. We can use that as a mechanism to help educate the legislators next year before the session starts, because that report gets done by September 15th of each year. On what the enterprise is actually for, what is considered a 911 expense and what isn't a 911 expense. I think an important thing to point out is that part of the reason why the board for the enterprise is made up of local 911 authority representatives is because we wanted them to have the decision-making ability regarding where that money goes, not just to create a new cash fund for the legislature to use to pay for things. So we'll do our best to make that education point as well.
Great, thank you. Anybody else have anything on the 911 services enterprise? All right, our only item of old business is the GIS informational series. Jennifer?
Yes, thank you, Tina. I just want to remind everybody that we will have a GIS informational series going on all year long, all summer long. I'm pulling up the the flyer for everybody on the screen right now. GIS is incredibly important in the Next Gen 911 environment, and we want to make sure that all of you as leaders in the profession have the information that you need to understand how GIS is going to affect your PSAP and what kind of GIS support and data you're going to need going into the future. So we partnered with One Spatial, Geocom, and Datamark to bring you this series. And I'm very grateful to the three companies because what they're doing is donating their time to bring you this series. And these series will be recorded, so they'll be put on our YouTube channel. And so basically they're donating their intellectual property as well for us. So I really highly encourage you to mark your calendars. All of these are on the task force calendar, so all the access is there. These will be recorded and placed onto the YouTube, like I said, but attending in person is great because then you can ask questions and really take advantage of these subject matter experts that will be presenting this information. So the flyer is on the 911 program website. You can see all of the dates are here. The next one is, or the first one, sorry, is next week, May 15th. And they're designed kind of to build upon each other. We will have in-person options after the July 10th task force meeting, which is going to be in person in Rifle in July 10th. And that will also be online. So if you can't make it in person, it'll be online, just like the task force meeting is. Same thing, in-person option on September 11th in Colorado Springs following the task force meeting. And then the last one will be a Q&A session. We'll be collecting all the questions that get asked in the previous sessions, and we'll go through the Q&A panel with all three of them, plus have an opportunity to ask questions live at that panel as well. So please plan to attend. Thank you so much to these companies for putting this together. And thank you to Matt Gage for helping organize as well. And if anybody has any questions, I'm happy to answer.
I don't have a question, but I see that Jeff Young is online. Jeff from One Spatial, that's the company doing the very first one coming up next week. Jeff, do you have anything to add about the presentation next week? Nothing like putting you on the spot.
No, good morning. Just one comment. I really enjoyed the Colorado NENA session up in Loveland this week. Got to meet some people, so thank you for that. And yes, and our speakers are both ENPs, so they've got a good credential set to correspond with this community, and we're really looking forward to it. And thank you very much for the organizers.
Great, thank you very much. Any other old business? All right, just a couple of new business items. The first one, with Daryl's help, I was able to find somebody to fill the vacant ILEC position on the task force. It's a gentleman by the name of Jason Hendricks. I did speak with him this morning and he wasn't able to be with us today. But he will be on our July meeting to vote him into that position. Jennifer, if I send you his email, will you forward him the meeting invites?
Absolutely.
Perfect. And then the last item on the agenda is the Verizon SS7 to SIP switch. Jennifer, do you want to say anything on that before I have CenturyLink speak on it?
I did, but first I apologize. I had someone come in and talking to me while you were just talking about that vacant position. Did we vote him on? Did I miss it?
No, he's not able to be here today and he wanted to be here for that, so he will be joining us for the July meeting.
Okay, sorry about that.
That's okay.
Walk in. Okay, so I have CenturyLink's name on here because I was hoping that either Jeff Winkleman or I didn't know if Andrew was going to be on as well. But it sounds like Verizon has been working with CenturyLink to change some of their anti-alley delivery from SS7 to SIP, and it is causing anti-alley issues in some CPE vendor equipment. And so I wanted to make sure that everybody was aware that if you're not receiving anti-alley consistently on Verizon calls coming in, to work with CenturyLink to get that programming changed up in your CPE. Does anyone from CenturyLink want to add to that or have anything else to share with that?
This is Jeff. I don't have anything additional to add to that. I'd have to defer to Andrew or somebody else on that one. And if they're not on, we can get answers. Or if anybody has questions, answers for those.
Does anybody have anything specific that they would like us to send over to get some answers on or information on?
Tina, this is Jody Chin in Gunnison, and I guess I'm just wondering, is there an open ticket with CenturyLink for this issue, or is each authority or PSAP needing to put in an individual ticket if we're having those issues?
We can get that over to them and get an answer and get it sent out.
May also be a good topic for the ESNet user group. I think.
Yeah, it's on the agenda next week as well.
Maybe for the May 21st meeting too, because that sounds like it's related to the transition to IP delivery.
Alex, go ahead.
Yeah, I think this is one that's definitely on our list, and Intrado identified some things related to it with the SS7 and SIP and recommended something, but when we had our tech come to site and saw that it's not across the board affecting like all Verizon calls, the remedy didn't seem to be one that would fix the problem. So they're still talking about that. So it would be good to get some updates. Andrew Freevert is planning to meet with us weekly on Mondays to try to sort that out. But yeah, we've seen a lot of it, and it's not something that'll apply across the board. So it's kind of a little nuance to it too, is that sometimes waiting and rebidding will actually pull the alley through. So it's a very weird and inconsistent thing. So yeah, definitely need some deeper look into it besides only like a SIP header issue, possibly.
Yeah, this is Matt. So the initial suggested remedy or recommendation from an engineer to solve this problem would have basically affected the other 75% of our calls negatively.
Anybody have any other questions that we can get over to CenturyLink to get answered? Or any feedback? Jennifer, can you remind me, didn't we have somebody who had a solution for their PSAP with this?
Yeah, that was Converge One's tech that was working on it, and she's the one who first made me aware of the issue. And as I was listening to Alex and Matt, I think what I'll do is see if she can attend next week's ESNet youth group and see if she can provide some additional insight.
Okay, yeah, that would be great. All right. Does anybody have anything else? Jennifer, anything you'd like before we adjourn the meeting?
I have nothing further. Does anybody else have anything for good of the order? So next meetings, we have our June 12th Lunch and Learn, which is GeoCom and part of the GIS series. But again, next week, we have our first kickoff for GIS series. And our next task force meeting will be July 10th, and Garfield County will be the host. So please look for an RSVP link for that so we can get an accurate head count to them for lunch. And thank you to them for hosting.
All right, if nobody has anything else,
Tina, I do have one thing, Carl, again, sorry for interrupting.
that's okay.
Also before the next in-person meeting, it looks like we're gonna be hosting for the, I believe it's the 8th and 9th, the NINA Demystifying Next Gen 911 course at our center. So if somebody wants to come early, we'll have that on.
Perfect, thanks, Carl. Anybody else have anything?
You can't end this early, Tina. We don't have lunch here yet.
I know, you went too fast. I don't know what else to do.
Can I add on to what Carl just said?
Mhm.
I just want to share the building on that, Nina, demystifying the next gen 911 call flow. One, I want to thank AdCom for hosting that class a couple of weeks ago. And thank you very much for doing that. It was especially on short notice. But Nina spent about a year developing that next gen course, and I think it would be highly beneficial for as many people on the task force and in 911 leadership to take it, because our strategic plan for the ESNet users group is so heavily focused on our transition in Colorado to next gen 911. I know Andrew's in the room and Jackie's in the room, and I don't want to put them on the spot, but if they want to share a little bit more about what they got out of the class, I think it's highly beneficial, but I might be biased because I helped put it together. So Andrew or Jackie, do either one of you want to talk about that class? And if not, that's okay.
Yeah, and this will be reviewed for all of you who were at the manager director meeting yesterday, as I waxed poetic about the brilliance of the class, but it did an excellent job of breaking down next gen 911 call flow to manageable chunks. A lot of repetition, which was incredibly beneficial, particularly for some of the newer terms and processes. It was very, very good. And I actually came out of that class kind of excited to learn more, dig into things. And I asked Budge, the guy that taught it, at the end, I said, okay, so where do I go from here as far as kind of building on this outside of the MP? And when, a few weeks down the road, this information starts to leak out of my head, are there any good resources? He said, there just aren't. That's why I had to pick this class. So it's kind of one of the kind. It's very, very good. So highly recommend.
This is Jackie. I echo what Andrew said. It was a great class. All the acronyms, there's so many acronyms, but they broke them down piece by piece and just made the whole call flow seem very understandable and relatable. And I recommend anybody on this call take that class.
This is Jody. You're saying that training is going to be ahead of the next task force meeting? Is that what I
Yeah, it's
heard?
100%.
The recording of that last class? YouTube?
No, it's one of those, you pay to take it through me. So
There's activity in the class, so it's hard to do if we're attending a remote.
yeah.
Trust balls and stuff.
Yes.
Yes.
Meditation.
Yeah.
All right, anything else?
This is kind of a selfish thing, I guess, but I'll just, I want to congratulate Jennifer Kirkland for becoming the new Nina APCO president for the next year.
Thanks, everybody. It's an honor and a privilege, as you know, and I want to make it the state's chapter. So all of you, I'm going to rope you all into participating in something. So fair warning.
All right. Nothing else? All right, well, thank you, everybody. We will go ahead and show our meeting adjourned at 10:49.
Take care.
Thanks, everybody.
You.